It's a big night for the Big Blue Nation, a rare Thursday night football game for the Cats. We're live with a look at the traffic impact and a preview of the game.
After a threatening message caused a scare at Eastern Kentucky University, what's being done to keep students and staff safe? WKYT investigates campus security.
Warning signs have been installed at what neighbors are calling a dangerous curve here in Scott County.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 6.
Good evening. It is a first in the more than 40-year history of Commonwealth Stadium. Tonight, UK will host a rare Thursday football game against Auburn.
And with just an hour to go until kickoff, tens of thousands of UK fans are already at the stadium. As you can see in the Sky First video from Officer Don, it's created a lot of extra traffic. This is along Alumni Drive during the evening rush hour. Our Monique Blair has been keeping an eye on this traffic situation, and she's live at the intersection of a busy Nicholasville Road and Alumni Drive with our top story at 6. Monique?
Well, Amber and Sam, several Lexington police officers have been out here since about 4:30 directing traffic out here at the corner of Nicholasville Road and Alumni Drive. And really, we have been out here all afternoon, and it really has been going pretty smooth. There has not been a lot of congestion on either road going in either direction this whole time. But this could be because UK has spent about a year making traffic arrangements for tonight's game.
I had to move my car at work. It's everywhere swamp. Lexington's a mess right now, but it's all for a good cause. 6,000
student and staff parking spots had to be vacated to allow room for tailgaters. Now, UK has been planning the traffic patterns for this night for about a year, and all this preparation had some fans nervous, making them come down to Commonwealth Stadium early.
We were really worried about the traffic. They have made us paranoid about the traffic.
But so far, aside from some congestion, there haven't been any major traffic issues. And the fans who came out here all the way from Miami to Cincinnati to right here in Lexington are just focused right now on having a good time at this very anticipated game.
This is a big game. We're going to, for us, it's almost like this is what we will go to the bowl game if we can make this win.
I wouldn't miss a Thursday night game. I'm glad we got it in Lexington, and we have a team that'll show us proud.
Now, kickoff to the big game is in 1 hour, and we will stay out here until then to keep an eye on all this traffic. Reporting live in Lexington, Monique Blair, WKYT.
Okay, Monique, thank you. A lot of excitement out there, and for good reason. UK fans hoping for a big win in front of a national television audience tonight.
And the Cats say they are ready for Auburn. Rob Bromley has more with what Coach Mark Stoops is saying about tonight's game. He's live for us at Commonwealth Stadium with a preview. Rob?
Well, I tell you, we are under an hour now, Sam and Amber, down here on the field at Commonwealth Stadium as Kentucky gets ready to take on the Auburn Tigers, both teams in the national spotlight. Now, Auburn has had its struggles this season. The Tigers are just 3-2 and coming off a victory over San Jose State, but they have not won an SEC game. Traditionally, Auburn likes to run the football, and that's the way this team is.
They put a lot of stress on you. You've heard me say it time and time again. Anybody that uses the quarterback in the run game puts stress on you, you know, and then, you know, with add numbers and taking shots down the field and so on. So, you know, I know they've, you know, just like most people will sit here and tell you they wish they could have had a few throws over, a few things over, but, you know, they're plenty capable and they're very well coached and they put a lot of stress on you.
All right, there is head coach Mark Stoops. Kickoff is at 7 o'clock, so we are getting closer. Coming up shortly in sports, we will hear from Jason Hatcher and A.J. Stamps. They will talk about what they have to do tonight. Auburn is the only team that Kentucky has not defeated here in Commonwealth Stadium. Amber, that's it from here at the brand new Commonwealth Stadium. Back to you.
All right, Rob, thanks so much. Along with tailgating, UK fans had plenty of entertainment leading up to tonight's game. Montgomery Gentry played a free concert outside Commonwealth Stadium. The country music duo is from right here in central Kentucky. Officer Don flew over that concert in Sky First. UK has featured a concert before every home game so far this season.
And without a doubt, it's been a great day for tailgating with plenty of sunshine out there, but it could be a little chilly later on near the end of the game. Meteorologist Jim Caldwell joins us with an early look at a beautiful forecast.
Yeah, it's going to be fantastic, but once that sun starts to set, that's when that chill will try to inch its way into the area, not only here, but throughout the entire area, but especially for all the folks that are going to be over at Commonwealth Stadium, where I think we'll be around 64-ish at kickoff, and then by the time we get into the second half, that's what we call, and we've been calling all week, that football chill, really driving into the area with 56. I mean, that'll have a little bit of a bite to it. So for the folks that'll be out there for that, they will certainly notice that in a hurry. Defender will be quiet. They won't notice any showers or any thunder showers, at least here this evening. Now, overnight, we have a chance of maybe a passing shower or two as a frontal boundary will be rolling through the area. Here is our daily breakdown. A couple of things to keep in mind. Temps are set to tumble, and they will into the day tomorrow, and especially this weekend, as we could be talking about a frosty weekend and potentially first hard freeze. But oh, by the way, it won't last. We'll have some nice stuff coming back into the upper 60s and 70s next week. I'll track that as well coming up.
There has been a national and now a local discussion about security on college campuses. Eastern Kentucky University shut down for several days following a death threat. No arrests have been made, and many parents are concerned about their children's safety. As investigative reporter Miranda Combs found out, EKU isn't wasting time trying to figure out how to strengthen their security.
It's been more than a week. Fall break came and went, but the talk on campus remains.
Oh, I feel pretty nervous. I mean, I feel like most everybody does.
This is Michael Bishop's first year at EKU, and already he's called police reporting suspicious activity on campus. His antenna is up following this death threat left on a bathroom wall in the Powell building a week ago Sunday.
It's always the what-ifs that scare us.
The what-if prompted the university to close for the few days leading up to fall break. It wasn't just in the bathroom. This picture also washed over social media the same day.
Social media, in terms of threats on campus, makes everything faster, makes everything pertinent to everybody.
There is no known connection between the picture and the bathroom post, EKU officials say, but former FBI agent Clay Mason says the written words were powerful enough.
It was a pretty graphic, specific threat.
Mason says the university's reaction was far from an overreaction, given the serious consequences the country has recently endured with mass shootings.
I think it was probably a good decision to shut down the campus in this instance, given the severity of the threat.
Mason points to increased security on campuses.
Every case is different. Every case is particular to that institution.
In EKU's case, they do have cameras on campus, but nothing was focused near the threat.
We do have security cameras inside of the Powell building. They just weren't in the location where this incident took place, on the ground level of the Powell building, inside of a men's restroom. There were no cameras in that particular hallway.
Brian Mackinnon, Executive Director of Public Safety and Risk Management at EKU, says they are now working through a request for proposals for help with their current security system and recommendations moving forward.
More cameras certainly would be welcomed, but that is going to be heavily dependent on where any activity would take place and relying on a camera to be at that particular place at a particular time an incident occurs.
In our command center is actually a video wall that we're able to view cameras, whether they're the hot cameras.
This is inside police dispatch at the University of Kentucky. They recently spent $6 million on security upgrades. They have 3,000 cameras on campus.
Well, we feel like it's a big deterrent, and it's helping us reduce our crime rate. For the simple fact is now everybody knows that if you come onto our campus, we're going to have an image of you somewhere.
UK Police Chief Joe Monroe says they've seen a drop in violent crime and thefts are on the decline. There's not much they can't see from here.
You're seeing a demand by parents that they want the best security for their child while it's in a higher ed facility.
There are circumstances that call for heightened security, and I think a college campus, when you're sending your sons and daughters off somewhere where they're going to be walking great expanses at all hours of the day, I think it warrants a heightened sense of security.
And in regard to that threat at EKU, there is still a $10,000 reward for the person who can help police get an arrest and conviction for the person or people responsible for that.
Brenda, you talked a little bit about social media. That just adds a whole extra layer for police.
Clay Mason made a good point. He said it's like adding gasoline to a fire. And, you know, the problem with those sort of threats online is that they have to be investigated like anything else. So it's just more time for police.
A discussion that will certainly continue, that's
Absolutely.
for sure.
Thanks, Miranda. Times have changed, haven't
Yes.
they? All right. New tonight, a man accused of killing another man in Lexington has answered to the charges against him. This afternoon, 33-year-old John Kaywood pled not guilty to murder, abuse of a corpse, and evidence tampering. Lexington police say he killed James Holiness early yesterday morning along some railroad tracks near the intersection of Nicholasville Road and Man of War Boulevard. Kaywood is being held on a $500,000 cash bond. Many people living nearby called for changes along a Scott County road after a crash killed 2 adults and a child last fall. New warning signs have since gone up along Highway 227 to alert drivers to a dangerous curve. But as Sam Smith tells us, new at 6, some people say that's still not enough.
A lot of hazardous curves out in the county.
Sheriff Tony Hampton knows where car wrecks are likely to happen.
Coming up on Paynes Depot Road. This is Glass and Long Lick.
Some roads around the county may be tricky with winding curves or little to no shoulder.
I had a line of trees down there, I don't know, at least 10 on that stretch, and now I think we're down to 2.
Jean Ann Tackett lives near a curve that has seen its share of accidents. It's near Kentucky 227 and Duval Station Road. Last week, warning signs were posted on the curve to give drivers a heads up. Standing right next to one of the new warning signs, 3 memorials for 3 people that died in a wreck in October of last year.
I was hoping that it would help, but having said that, I'm not sure people pay a lot of attention to the signs. That's why, you know, I was really hoping for a guardrail. I'm afraid there's going to be another fatal accident.
Sheriff Hampton says new signage has helped create safer roadways in the past. But he says when it comes to causing a wreck, it starts with the person behind the wheel.
Driver inattention and speed.
In Scott County,
you have to know the terrain out here and know your limits as a driver.
Sam Smith, WKYT.
Kentucky transportation cabinet leaders say they can look into putting the road on a guardrail program, but they don't think a guardrail is needed for that area.